We are live. What is up? I really need to go back and clip the intros of these.
Oh, the raw soft opens, cold opens.
Yeah,
Um, Weekend watches under 20,000.
because it's the weekend. It's Friday. We made it. This should be great, a great weekend. Especially if this deal closes, it'll be amazing. Gen G first. Happy Friday, Gen G. Love it.
Happy Friday, Gen G. How's it going? How's it going? Oh man.
All right, Instagram.
You're putting a story. I was like, oh, you're going live on that? But if you're just doing a story, that's another thing.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Going live soon. Going live soon on Instagram. What's up, Ryan McGraw? Happy Friday, and happy Friday to everyone who. Oh, Hail Caesar! Oh man, everybody's in here early. I love it. Hope everybody's having an. We are hunting some watches for the weekend drop. Whatever. Johnny O, Tan, Pack, Elver. Everybody is showing up to class early. I think Jay, we gotta start being more prompt. Everybody's here. We need to start.
Yo,
So
you see how chat, you see how he threw me under the bus? You see how he was like, hey Jay, maybe get your ass together so we could get the show running earlier.
hey, just saying, just saying. They're ready. The people are ready. All right, guys, we are looking at some weekend watches today. But before we start, if you need some truly independent watch advice, check out cqthewatchguy.com where you can see all my services and you can maybe I'll give you a wink. We can make something happen. All right, so today, my friends, we're just hunting some watches. Where should we start? Let's go to Delray Watch Company. What's a good weekend watch for you, Jay? What's a good definition for you?
Sorry, sporty. Something sporty. I just always think of something fun that I probably wouldn't get to wear during the week if I worked in a office setting, which I don't right now. But if I did, something I couldn't wear at the office, I guess would
So
be my weekend watch.
so rubber straps, maybe more aggressive cases, little bit louder colors than you normally wear.
Yeah, and don't you dare click on that Hermes. Don't do it.
Ooh, Ryan
Don't.
says Fairs Friday. He's wearing an Edwardian jump hour on the wrist, which is a great piece. I got a Tissot PRX. Got the green dial going to the. If you can kind of
Flags.
see, you know. I do like your definition of a summer watch, of a weekend watch. I do think it's something a little bit more sporty, something on a strap you wouldn't wear every day, maybe a dial configuration you wouldn't wear on a normal. We're gonna hop over to the friends over at Delray Watch Company. Let me just make this a little bit bigger for you guys. And I'd like to pop over here. Federico is good people. Haven't seen him in a long time actually, but they always have some really fun, funky watches. What do you think about these Hermes H08 pieces? You've handled a few of these before, right?
Yeah, I mean they're okay. It's a cool watch case, a cheaper Cubitus Santos, 200 or something, just it it's not the worst watch, but it's just something about you know how I feel about these designers, and like I know that they're trying to break into the space, but it's like when I hear Hermes, I'm not thinking about watches. I'm thinking about bags and stuff like that. But that can change. Genji did say that she has a weird special place in her heart for the Escale, which I guess is the Louis Vuitton piece. Vimal said that H808 is a steal. Doesn't the 10% discount apply on it? Maybe it does.
Oh, it was this Delray. Oh, I think when we jumped in, is it? Oh, 10% off every watch on the site except Rolex now through Monday, June 30th. Delray watch sale. I'm
Fire
not. I'm
sale,
not.
baby.
I'm not affiliated. I just something just told me to pull it up. But I do like this HOA. Oh man, an extra 10% off.
Not a sponsor, but a friend of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Friend, I guess I should message him. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. Louis Vuitton Escale, Gen G's favorite. Gen G, I also love these watches. It's a world timer. There's a lot going on, but there's just something about the colors, the flags, every. It's busy as hell, but busy in a way that I could really appreciate, if that makes sense.
It
And I
looks like a
freaking
Louis Vuitton watch. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like the colors and stuff, like it just seems very fashionable.
Wait, this website's on. There you go. Would you rock this? I think I take it off this blue strap, but I love the dial.
Oh yeah, I guess I'd rock it. It's
6 grand, 6 grand.
it's
Come on.
reasonably priced. I think on a black strap it's better, but yeah, or maybe a muted gray, like so they gray all the way through. But yeah, I don't
Oh,
like
look,
the
another
blue strap.
HO8, 3,600 bucks. I think they got some good deals going on here. Genji also points out this really nice Omega Seamaster Aquaterra World Timer with a laser ablated dial. When's the last time you said that?
How did you know that? Did you know by looking at it that you could tell it was razor bladed?
Laser bladed. Oh, wait, is this one? Oh, this is interesting because normally there's like the world with the colors of the world. This one has a gray map, which I don't mind. I think this is part of the summer blue edition. Is it too blue? I know Genji likes it, but is it too blue for you?
It's
Too
okay.
turquoise? Just a little dirty.
Maybe you change the strap just to give you some contrast. That's why I think we're feeling it's too blue. Like if it was on a black strap or some other color, but because you have the same color blue on the dial as the strap, it just is like I'm blue. Da ba dee da ba da da ba dee
Oh, look, a
da.
nice little RM for 3,300 bucks.
Is that the spirit of Big Bang?
Perhaps. Oh, let's see what else they got. You got some good stuff here, Federico.
Genji said she'd put it on the orange strap, and I guess I could see that. That would definitely be
Ooh,
the epitome of the of an Omega, like with the orange strap.
I could see it on an orange strap. Here's a good weekend, Speedy. Little
Not
Schumacher yellow dial.
I don't like that yellow dial thing, man. I mean, it's so
It's too.
funny. I'm a
Would you do the
Steelers
red dial?
fan, so it's like you'd think I'd love a black and yellow like this, but it's just a little too jarring. And I don't like red. No, I'm not a fan of these bright colors on dials, personally. I can see why people like it though. It's different. Like, where else are you gonna get a yellow dial? Like not often made.
What about this Custos Challenge GT Chronograph 2 for Eric Kuster?
It's funny because like usually I hate on watches that have this turn on shape, but I'm familiar with Custos and it makes some all right watches. Like, would you buy this over Frank Mueller?
No, but like I don't hate it.
Genji
I
knows
like.
what's up. Black and yellow, black and yellow. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't hate it
I,
either.
yeah, I like their sapphire pieces much more.
But
If
this is
I,
like this is it reminds me of like a Hublot, Richard Mille-ish, like you know what I'm saying, like that, like artsy. What are we really doing here? That's
yeah, trying to figure life out type of situation. All right, Federico, you got a bunch of dress watches. I want something for the summer. There you go, nice little Planet Ocean on a NATO.
how you doing, Trap Vision? Good Friday to you, sir.
What's up, Trap Vision? What do you think about the Planet Ocean?
I'm not a fan of Planet Ocean. I'm not a big fan of Omegas with moving bezels. I like the Aquaterra. I like the Speedmaster with the tachymeter. I'm not a fan of the Popov and the Planet Oceans, personally.
All right, I feel you. Looks like he just got a big lot of Omegas in, that's for sure.
I like how that one Omega you showed was ultra deep blue, but they had like the thing in highlight. I guess the blue isn't actually part of the name, so they wanted to make sure that you understood it was
Well,
deep
because you
blue.
remember Deep Blue,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing we covered yesterday.
Yep.
They
Yep.
they don't they're not having it for people using their names.
Kamal says Planet Ocean don't want to be Sea Dweller. Yeah, and the thing is for me, it's like you can probably
It
pay
goes
a
deeper though, I think. It
brother.
would depending on the version, depending on the version.
Poplar, yeah. But it goes back to like, why not just spend the extra 3 grand and get a Submariner? Because nobody's going Sea Dweller depths with a Sea Dweller, so it's like just get the sub, and
Yeah,
then
but the Sea Dweller just has a look on it. I mean, if you could pick up a deep sea,
what's the difference between the Sea Dweller and the Submariner besides the thing being super fucking thick?
Nothing. That's the whole thing. It goes deep in the
That's
sea.
why I hate that like there's a yellow gold version of it because it's just like so you just made a thicker, heavier case for this
Well,
watch.
I mean, the yellow gold is the best one though. Admittedly.
Because the one thing I need when I go into water is something to help weigh me down if I'm drowning. Yeah, precious metal dive watch, fucking real engineered to like, you know what I'm trying to say here? I,
The Julius Caesar says the ultra deep went deeper than the Sea Dweller and Deep Sea. Exactly. Boom.
were the guys who went to go look at the Titanic wearing one? Was that the only thing that survived?
Well, I mean James. Well,
No, no,
James.
no. I'm not talking about James Cameron. I'm talking about what was the name of that?
I don't know.
The one they were
All I know.
using the this the GameCube controller to pilot the fucking submarine. Oh Jesus! Oh God. Mamal said beyond a point, size doesn't matter. Nobody is going that deep without ending up in the ER. I mean sea depths, and I agree with Maul. Thank you for clarifying. We meant sea depths and nothing else. Tan said, I tried the Land Dweller yesterday. The platinum is very nice, and the stainless steel is very comfy. The Land Dweller is such a fucking
They're out on the market now. They're out on the market. We should actually look at those.
yes. Please let's go look at the Land Dwellers. Julius Caesar says, but all of those watches are too thick. Agreed, Julius. I'm with you. And like this specific Sea Dweller yellow gold, just fucking like it's like a BBL watch. Fucking doesn't make sense. Like
Hey man, people love BBLs. Man.
Trap Vision says everybody loves a sub with a BB. Oh, Trap Vision. No, I like it natural, bro. I hate when I go to the strip club and everybody's got a fucking caboose. It's like, what happened to ladies with the thighs that match the glutes? You know? Johnny O says the Titan sub imploded. Yes, the Titan sub. Yeah, that's the people who wear the fucking deep blue sea dweller, not no, the deep blue Omega.
Yo, these prices are insane.
You have to see the okay. So I had left my company before they got these in, so I'll trust you on this. Pictures. I'm not a fan of Jubilee on sport. Is this sport? Is it a fluted bezel sport?
It it's a land dweller. It's supposed to be sport.
Jubilee fluted bezel honeycomb dial. I don't know, man. This is the epitome of a watch that's like identity crisis for me. But if 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 Tan says the watch is nice in person,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sure.
trust him. I'm gonna
I'm
trust him.
sure they're nice in person. Sorry, I'm just
Ice
trying to
the
find.
ice blue looks nice. The ice blue is the one. Do they have an ice blue with rose? Because I might shut the fuck up.
No,
Me and Trap Vision, man. When I get out to Indiana, bro, you taking me to one of them spots because me and you on the same. We're on the same.
these prices are insane. I do know that they haven't really been released as yet. They're slowly getting out there.
Wait, hold on. Wait, that's a stainless steel?
Yes, yes. Only the blues are platinum. This is a stainless steel watch. It's a four.
Where's Ed Blair? Where's Ed Blair?
Oh, he's coming. You just saw
We
me
need
there.
Ed Blair now, because
This
now I'm
is
on Ed
insane.
Blair's side. 'Cause this is insane. Like stainless steel, 36 millimeter. What?
People
What?
are crazy. People are insane. I mean, 130,000 for the rose gold. Give me a break.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I don't know if there's enough drugs to make me okay with this pricing. I'm sorry. There's like the Sky Dweller at least has a dope complication. You know, that's what throws me off is that like the Sky Dweller is like, yo, you got an annual calendar and you move the bezel and that's how you move the calendar.
Oh,
What the fuck does this do?
and look how cheap you can get a Skydola right now.
Genji says, hey, this watch is the hype, I'll service yours without judgment, okay? Tan says, on paper, it looks strange, but in real life, it looks very nice. Ryan McGraw says, funny that the beautiful all gold Satsuma 52508 is cheaper. on the market than the steel land dweller.
I'm gonna pull that up because I just want to see what that was.
What's going on, Diraj? We tried to come on earlier so we wouldn't mess with your bedtime. The rose gold is not very nice. What, Tan? I thought if anything, the rose gold would have been. Oh. So wait, what's a steel blue Dallas Sky dweller going for?
Oh man, for the low,
40?
a steel, bro. You could
Steel
get
blue?
a OG steel blue right now. You're gonna see one for like 21.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, the game has changed, brother. The
That's
game.
the only watch I want. A
You could
steel
get the
blue?
green dials now for
Oh, yeah.
26. See
Yeah.
blue dial for 18.6 and somewhere in the UAE.
Vimal said he sent you pictures on Instagram.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
those
pulling
not
it
safe
up.
for work, Vimal?
Well, I'm gonna check first. He's in producer Vermont mode. I'm just looking for the cheapest blue dial in the U.S. 19895 full set, 2017. Insane, bro.
I'll
We've
take it.
we've sold these
I'll
close to
take it.
30.
I can buy almost three of these for the price of one land dweller. No offense, Tan. You've said that they look great in person. But I mean, I just think that these are gonna rise again regardless. I know that there's a new iteration and everything, but like when the market's booming and people get tired of the hype, how do these sky dwellers not trade for 25, 26 again? Am I smoking? It's a little early.
Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to pull up these pictures.
Ryan McGraw says the Satsuma is the beautiful new yellow gold bracelet for the 1908.
Yes,
Is that the is 1908 is the one that replaced the Cellini, right?
exactly.
Okay. Daraj knows good watches, man. Sky Dweller is beautiful. Tan said the best is the 1908 with the Septimo bracelet. Very nice on the wrist. And I didn't like it last year on the strap. They're off hype. Daraj, I think we were talking about the Land Dweller being a little bit hyped up. Can you pull up the photo of the Centimo bracelet that they're talking about, the
But I'm gonna
1908?
see.
Oh,
All right, boom.
oh
Oh,
wow,
this
what's
thing.
this? Is that the Land Dweller?
It, yeah, this is Landweller on Vimal's wrist. Actually, just a beautiful watch.
So what's different from the Datejust? Is it that the case is it does have like a squared aspect to it? Like it does kind of have a cushion like element. Am I right in saying that? Like the
It's a
lugs.
it's a oyster quartz, bro. It's a oyster
Okay,
quartz
that's what I'm saying.
upgraded. You know,
It's not circular, right? There's an
no.
element of like oval kind of
There's
going
a
on.
little there's a little bit of a
A
it's not.
taper.
Yeah, it is a and in the bottom. It's a vintage Coca Cola
It's
shape.
just like how I like my women.
Oh man! And then he also let me just pull this from the
He
side for
said,
you
check out the
guys.
side pick.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Let's see what the back look like. All right, let me chill, man. It's Friday.
I didn't think you sent me a side pic, brother.
Maybe he's thinking about this.
With the bracelet shot. This
So
thing
are,
looks good.
are the links like kind of squared?
Yeah, it's
So it's oyster
all
course, like you're
it's
saying,
oyster
man.
quartz. It's oyster quartz. But
Mm.
it's a land roller. But it's oyster quartz. But it looks good. And then he also has a pistachio. Sorry, I'm just doing it this way so you guys don't see my DMs. That pistachio looks really good, bro. Like I honestly, I get the pistachio. I'll get the beige. I don't know why. I'm crazy. At retail, of course, not at what you guys are paying for Chrono
What
24.
does it retail at?
The
The land dweller.
let's check. Let's check.
Johnny O says the date just is better looking watch than the land dweller, and I guess it really depends on like what you're looking for in the watch because you can make the argument that like after seeing it on a wrist, they are definitely different looking. Oh, your camera just went off, CQ.
Boom, I'm back.
Um, but like I do like certain Datejust. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but that ice blue platinum, ooh, I can't afford it, but ooh.
All right, let's see
I'm also disappointed
prices.
that Tan said the gold doesn't look that good in person because the gold actually looked like it could have been all right.
Yeah, I trust Han's just judgment though. So now he has. Okay, so here we go. Landola Price in stainless steel, 15,350 US dollars. They're up at the cheapest one on Chrome 24 is $56,000. It's insane. Um, 40 millimeter platinum, 64,200. 40 millimeter rose, 47,400. It gets fun when you put some diamonds on there. 90,850 for the rose gold 36 with a baguette diamond dial and bezel. And then if we start talking about platinum with a 40, 106,150. So insane.
Wait, was
118,000.
Vimal wearing a 36 or a 40?
Let him answer that. I think it was a
Vimal,
40.
were you wearing a 40 or a 36? I'm not judging. We're not gonna judge which
See,
side is here.
let's get through the Friday without the
We're
wrist
not.
versus wrist conversation. I'm just saying.
I believe Vimal has a 40-inch
I
wrist.
think so.
40? Not 40-inch wrist. Oh, it was a 36.
Oh wow. So I'd probably get it. Maybe I get the 36, man. I don't know.
Good afternoon, Watau. How you doing, man?
What's going on with Tao? All right. So I think let's get back to some weekend watches. I know it's above 20,000, but the ultimate weekend watch right now, if we're talking Sky Dwellers, would have to be a Sky Dweller green that you could steal right now. They're in the mid 20s. And
You
it just
really
looks
like the
so
green
good.
one?
You don't?
No.
It's a pretty watch. That's a pretty watch, bro. On the Jubilee, like, I'm drinking a painkiller.
I also don't like Jubilee, so there's that.
Hey, you know what? We got it on Oyster too.
Like, leave the Hulk. Leave it to the Hulk. Let the Hulk be the Hulk. I know I'm the wrong. I'm on the wrong side of this. I know, and I'm okay with that. Give me the blue. Give me the black. Everything else is kind of whack.
I'd rock this though.
Who's buying a Rolex? What's
I don't know.
how when I get my first big, one of these meme coins about to pop, and there will be signs. I'll probably wear a Rolex on my neck when Ethereum gets to 10K. I'll just like out here wearing it like a choker.
All right, let's give Del Rey Watches a break. I think we've tapped all of his weekenders
Genji
out.
said, "I'm rocking the Aquanaut black dial orange rubber strap." Is that a shot at the Aquanaut? Because the Aquanaut's better than the Nautilus. I'm just putting that out there. I love the Aquanaut. I hope you like the Aquanaut too, Genji. Vimal said it's not a steal when they're giving it to you.
That's funny. Here's a good weekend piece: a Brigade Marine dual time 42 millimeter.
What's out? Check it out. I already got a smartwatch, brother.
I remember when smartwatches first came out, and everybody in the industry was like, "It's done." The smartwatch, like they're having like a mini quartz crisis moment, and I was like, "I don't think so." And then we had all the amazing smartwatches from all the brands, including who remembers the Breitling B50 connected watch.
Oh God. I thought you were gonna talk about emergencies, even though not the same. I just fucking
No, you cannot. You cannot put those watches together. How much of these watches did you sell, Jay? First question. Second question, how many watches did you sell and the charger
Oh
didn't work?
God, bro. Oh no, what was worse is that like we started selling them without the fucking charger, and I didn't know because I didn't get to see the watch in the box first. So people
Oh,
would get it
yes.
and they'd be
Without
like,
the charger.
"Oh, it's great, it's beautiful, but there's no charger." And I'm just like, "There's no way we're gonna get a fucking charger, is there?" Sorry.
Oh man, this is a rough watch to sell at retail or not. There's a lot of quality control issues. They're cool watches, but it's not truly. This watch is for somebody if you're truly a pilot or maybe like a cyclist or something like that, and you want a logbook of times. That's great. But beyond that, it is not a real good smartwatch.
Hated
Ram
that
McGraw says
watch.
the Speak Marin Ripples is now well under 20K pre-owned, so let's pull that up. And guys, let me know what good weekend watches I should pull up and you want to tell people about? I'm a big Speak Marin fan.
What's how I think this is like the latest Apple Watch, but it's not Ultra 2. I'm still a peasant. One day it'll be like titanium or something.
Oh wow! Wait, what's the retail on these? I love these, by the way. Well, let me just check the retail.
Oh wow. I like the bell.
Me too. Speak Marin.
The thing with Speak Marin is they do kind of fall off a cliff if you buy them at retail, just like pretty much any brand. But um,
So
the
let's
green dial is
go.
nice. Sorry, go
Let's
ahead.
just quickly go over to Exquisite Time. I see 1,500 ads for Exquisite Time every day because I look at Watch YouTube. So $22,900.
That's the
Is
retail.
I believe that's a retail because Exquisite Time is an authorized dealer. Oh, I was gonna do the spiel from the ads, but I forgot.
I was gonna say, don't please, Jesus. Um,
So
I'm
26.5 is a retail of this beautiful metallic green hair that they have
so it's
for
like 40
16.
off, 30 off, 35 off. Wow. They're taking 10K off the retail.
But then look at this black gray dial for 11.9 in the US with the Marion Vault. This is beautiful.
But compared to the green, like, I mean, am I saying $5,000 more for a green dial after I talk so much shit about green? But at least this green is a muted green. I'm not a fan of the real high, the high, what do you call, I'm not saying that correctly. Like
The
the
sub dial?
bright green. No, 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 no,
Okay.
sorry. The bright green that like the Sky Dweller. Whereas the muted green that they have on the Speak Marin was really nice.
This is nice. Micro rotor movement is Speak Marin, so it's a really nice architecture. Speak Marin is the person himself. I think he went back to teaching, but is a great watchmaker. I still think he's a part of the brand, but I think just in a different way. But either way, they make really cool watches and have their own aesthetic, which I love. But this, if you're looking for integrated bracelet watch for the weekend, I think this hits the nail on the head, especially compared to retail. They got that green high.
Um, Daraj says for cyclists, the IWC Jan Ulrich, I guess, is one of the watches he says is really good for cyclists. Tan
Hold on.
asks, did you see the new Breguet Classique Tourbillon Ciderol 7255?
We did cover it time, but I'll pull it up again because you you only missed one show, and that was the one show you missed.
I'm
That was limited.
McGraw. I'm sorry, I was just confirming that he let us know the green dial retail for 30K. So maybe it initially retailed for 30K and they had a price drop.
Uh the IWC, you know this IWC, bro. This is a GST,
Oh,
which especially back in the beginning days of when we were selling, we're going really high.
yeah.
Ooh, so this is the IW 3715. Let's just pop that in chrono. GST Ratchapon, Jan Ulrich, limited edition in titanium. And this was just a great era of watches from IWC, to be honest. You can find a bunch of these GSTs, chronograph. I think there's a time only as well. Great watches. They never go for super crazy. And you can get this a very special piece of watch and cycling history. Let's see what they go
Titanium?
for. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I was like the color of the case was like
yeah, that gray.
Pac Eldridge also gave us one for Acte de Bergay. He said the Louis Erard Vanny Hotler regulator. Vanny Hotler
Vianney Halter. I think it was like
Vanny
Vianney.
Holter regulator. Was thoughts on the new Tudor 54 Blue Lagoon? I like it. I just don't like the high polished bezel. I think we've talked about it a few times.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful watch. I just think that the high polished bezel on a diver's watch makes no sense at all. It's gonna get scratched.
it's one of the that little nail polish thing people put on their watches. I would put that on the bezel. Like if I could preserve the bezel, I would really enjoy that. But in a nutshell, IWC GSC watches, great weekend picks. I'm glad
Hmm.
we somehow ended up on these because these are actually really good
I
watches.
like the
On the
salmon.
high end, the salmon is really nice. Who has this? European watch 6950.
Not bad.
Call him, tell him CQ sent you. I'm sure you could get very close to 6,000. But like, this is the definition of a weekend watch. It's nerdy. It's beautiful. You could wear it. You could beat it up. If it breaks, you're not paying too much to get it serviced. I might make an offer on this watch.
Gen G says just PPF the bezel. What does that mean in regards to
PP,
the? Mhm.
PPF is I think it's paint protection film. It's like
Ah,
vinyl, what they put on cars.
okay.
So which actually Gen G, not a bad idea.
And then Julius Caesar said Tudor should have used a tungsten bezel.
Agree. I thought it was tungsten. Man, Caesar, such a wise guy. I thought at first it was a tungsten bezel as well, and I think that would be such a great move. But they would have made it so extraordinarily expensive for tungsten that it wouldn't have made sense. So this is the Tudor Black Bay 54 Lagoon Blue. The dial is really good. The dial, seeing that nice powdery blue dial with this type of texture, I think is a win. A great weekend watch. I think like it looks beautiful, but I just how long? A week before I scratch the 50 up? That's the only thing for
A
me.
week? Probably like 2 days.
You know? Like now the one thing is in every light you won't be able to see the scratches, but there will be a certain light that will look like you took a piece of what do you call it? Like a Brillo pad and like went around it a few
Like
times.
sandpaper and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. It is beautiful though. Like look at that. That's a nice watch.
Yeah. Is the Breguet Classique he's talking about? It's not the Aventurine that we were looking at yesterday. It was a different one.
It was the Aventurine that we
It
were looking at
was?
yesterday.
Okay.
This is actually really good.
It's 36.
I believe so. 37. 37, I think. Let's see what they're going for on the internet though. Where's the stats? Give me the model number? Everybody wants to make my life difficult. All right, let's see. Oh, not the Mosers, not the Mosers, the Tudors. So 8,000 in España. In the US, somebody's at 7,500. So they're not as crazy as the when the Flamingo chronograph and stuff came out. I just would not pay over retail for something that you could get at retail if you just waited a little bit.
Yeah, Wuz is pretty much saying that he wants to get one, but it seems like they're hard to get at retail at this moment. I'm sure in the near future, maybe 8 months, 9 months. If you have the patience, you can get this watch at the price you want. They're
Oh
gonna
no
come
way!
out.
Retail is 4,350. Do not pay over retail for this watch.
Yeah, he was saying 3.5 pounds, I think.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
What's
I,
the
I, I
difference
will.
between quid and pounds? Is it just like dollars and like how we see bill? Like, is it just the
I think it's
same?
like I think it's a shorthand.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think like like saying sterling. You could also say sterling
Nobody says that. We say quid
once
and
in a while.
pound. We don't say
Yeah.
sterling. We never say sterling.
All right. So the Lagoon Blue gets our vote. Let's go on to second time watches.
Well,
My
don't
life is
forget,
screaming.
we had the two watches. We got to show the Breguet for 10.
Oh yes, yes,
And then
yes.
we also have the Louis Gerard Van Halter
The
regulator.
Vianney. All right. So beautiful Breguet. First ever flying tourbillon. This is a beautiful watch, man. This is the one watch where like I'm not thinking about the price at all. I'm just thinking about how this probably looks in person, seeing that flying tourbillon, and this is
What if they made this watch without the tourbillon? What would it cost? Like Aventurine dial. I know the tourbillon is the call to, but let's just say it didn't have the flying tourbillon and it was just the Aventurine dial. What do you think the watch goes for?
it would still be close to 100. just because it's aventurine enamel. So that's just a process that the R&D on that alone is just probably insane, and how many dials they broke to just try to make an aventurine enamel dial. And I do think if they made that just a time only tradition in a blue aventurine enamel dial, I think that would be a great watch. I would love for it to be around 50, 60, but it would still probably be, close to
Is that why they
195.
added a term just to like, it was like the justification is like, okay, if we're gonna go through all this to make the dial, let's put a tourbillon. It
Well,
justifies the price.
well, I think it's Breguet. So being that Breguet is the inventor of the tourbillon, and this is the 224-year to the day anniversary he invented the tourbillon, you had to do a tourbillon. So they made a very special tourbillon, a flying tourbillon, kind of a mystery tourbillon situation. So for Breguet, it was going to be a tourbillon no matter what. It had to be for a big anniversary like that. It's hard not to do a tourbillon. We're just
Genji
in a
said Kung Fu enamel is very expensive, and Diraj says very pretty brigade. Guess Swatch was waiting for the anniversary to wake up.
Yeah, I still think they should have took that activist investor who loves the Brigade, man. I think like these are all great, and people will buy these watches. But I don't, what's next year gonna look like? What's the year after that looking like for Brigade? I don't know the direction of the brand. I don't know.
Well, was asked, where do you think the general market's going? We're moving away from the bigger, flashier watches to smaller ones now. I don't know. I don't think so because independent brands keep making big, flashy watches. Or are you talking about size? What do you mean by that was? What do you think, CQ?
I think we're definitely we're in a world of understated pieces where people aren't afraid to spend big money on watches, but they don't necessarily want a watch that's gonna yell across the room. I think the market, because things take so long to produce in watches, the market itself is it takes a while to really see what's going on in terms of the primary market and what's being released. Colors are in, right? So that's where you've seen all these brands chasing colors. You could just go down some of the new releases and you're gonna see salmon dials. You can see a bunch of different colors with Baltic. Tudor just came out with that. So we know that colors are selling, colors are doing well. Expensive watches are still moving, but those clients are just more and more savvy. The market is gonna they're swinging traditional, but they're still trying to keep it modern. So you're gonna see back and forth. I think you're gonna see releases all over the place. It's a hard question. It really depends the angle, but I'd say you're not seeing big 48 millimeter rose gold on a bracelet watches anymore. Rolex is gonna be the most you're gonna get for like really ostentatious gold watches. Of course, it'll always be like diamond pieces and stuff like that, but it's really not at the forefront of what people are going for. Even if you could spend a half a million on a watch, you want it to be more of a watch and a jewelry piece. That's for sure. And let's look up that Louis Orard. But listen, there are people for every type of watch. Let's say that in every market. And this is come on, brother. I just want to see the watch. So we have a Louis Erard with Vanny Halter. Just really, I love Louis Erard. I think in terms of pound for pound value ratio for unique aesthetic, Louis Erard is probably doing the best out there. All their watches like under 4,000, and you just get some unique pieces like this collaboration with Vanny Halter. But they've done so many different collaborations. You can really find
Why did
the
they only do collabs? Like I feel like I don't know too many of their just
so
watches that they've done on their own.
they don't only do collabs, but the current let's call him CEO or the current leadership realized that doing collabs allows you to make unique watches. It allows you to fold in a little bit of marketing from another brand, like to get a Vanny Halter piece, you're talking 90,000, $100,000 plus plus plus. Here with the Louis Rod, you're getting it for under 5,000 US dollars. You can get something unique. You can get something that looks good, but isn't going to be at that price point. It's still an independent brand. Louis Vuitton is still independent, I'm pretty sure. And you still get to support something very, very interesting without breaking the bank. So I think he found that lane, and just they did a really good job of exploiting that lane and just presenting unique watches. Because if you just do some vanilla Louis Vuitton watches all day, that's kind of hard to sell, especially in the past 4 years, I think.
Makes sense. That's actually a real smart way of doing it.
I
Tan
appreciate
says a collector can enjoy different sizes for different watches. Depends on the model, the shape, sport watch, dress watch, and it's true. Like some people have 41s, 36s, 48s. Just depends on their mood. Ryan McGraw says, "Is it a Salida 266 like a lot of the Erard pieces? Do you
I'm pretty
know?"
sure. I'm pretty sure.
The Ghost of Yiddish Gambino says, "This Vanny halter looks very similar to the Supernatural by Martin Design watches."
Ooh, Supernatural by Martin. Let me pull that up.
CQ, have you got timeless pieces? What do you mean by that, Watao?
In my collection. Every watch is timeless. Um, I have my grandpa's Rolex. Not gonna sell that. Um, Everything is timeless to me. You gotta kind of define that question, because I'll give you a philosophy. A 20-minute thing about what timeless means. But yeah, I think every watch that's in my collection is timeless. I do think tastes change, and that's why I'm very, very selective of what I do put into my collection, because I like watches that can live there forever, and like over years I just look at it and I remember why I love this watch. So I do look for timeless designs for pieces that enter my collection. That's for sure. But I want to pull up the Supernatural by Martin Design watches. That one is not Supernatural. Let's see what that looks like. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us on a Friday. You guys are the bomb. Ooh, let's see. So Martin Design Watch Studio. So these are, I guess you could say, they are regulators, right? So it's regulator in a little bit of a different style. I definitely get what you were saying there, Yiddish. These are cool. 548 US dollars.
Kind of gives me Jorn vibes. I know, not as, you
Yeah,
know,
but I see what you're saying.
not as, but just the vibes. Cool, cool. We can watch.
Vimal says AP is truly timeless. Half the time it is at the service center. Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
could say that about Jorn.
Yeah. Oh man, Long and Sone too. I just had a client who's dealing with
Oh,
that.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, bro.
and that's the one brand where I've had clients literally think I was stealing their watches. The watch, it's in service so long, and then the communication becomes so terrible, even on like a $500,000 watch, that like the clients like, hey CQ, did you, did you take my watch?
Did you double sell it? Are you trying to source another
Did you
one?
did, did you sell my watch? And I got a guy. I gotta get Mike Manjos on the phone with him. It's like, yeah, that's always fun. These are cooler.
Looks like Vimal sent you another photo. Yiddish. Oh, sorry, Von Krul. What's going on? Yeah, these are very interesting. Ghost of Yiddish Gambino says the Martin Design watches are very cool. JJ from the Watch Hangout and I bought these. Very fun watch.
Oh, nice. How long did it take to arrive? I might need to dabble. All right, let's check the DM from producer Vimal.
Von Krul sounds like you can get a reasonably priced regulator from these guys. Well, was it from Van? Was it from Louis Gerard? That was the regulator. Which one was it?
All right, so Vimal is trying on the Vacheron Historique 36.5, and he wants to know, is this a good size for him? And I think so. I love these watches, Vimal. And I
Why
think,
is it? Why is it like that? Is it driving? Is it one like a driving
yeah,
watch?
it's a driving watch. There is another thing with a preacher who like to wear his watch like that, so there's a little bit of a controversy. But I call it I call it a driver's watch. Fuma, I think this fits you well. The case is snugly in the middle of your wrist. The lugs are kind of touching the edge there, but it seems well centered. I think so. I think this
These
fits good.
40? Like
This
40.
is 36.5. We know it's a cushion. I call it a 40, but it's not. I think
No, sorry, go ahead. It looks like a 40. I thought it was a 40.
yeah, it looks good to me.
Ghost of Judas Gambino confirmed it took a couple weeks to arrive. Von Cruel said, "This morning I found out my swanky new G-Shock is finally out of customs. God, I hate those guys."
Man, I've been hearing so many crazy this morning. Somebody DHL is asking them for the social security number and everything. It's wild, man. With the tariffs, the one thing people aren't talking about is like customs itself is like the system has been fried and refried and now it's deep fried beans. So everything's taking a little bit longer. Everybody's like what do you call it? Their fuses are short, and yeah, so it's an interesting time.
What's going on,
Vimal,
Goldfinger?
it's a good size. It's a good size. What's
Yes.
happening, Goldfinger?
Um, Tao asked about the Oris Artelier translucent skeleton and asked what you think of it.
Ooh, I'll pull it up.
Von Cruel agrees that that watch does fit them all. Ryan McGraw, love those historiques, but does it bother anyone else that the subdial isn't also fitted and ruins it? It ruins it personally for me. I didn't
Oh
realize.
wait.
I didn't
The
realize the
subdials aren't.
subdials aren't tilted, so I guess it's like still remains.
God damn it! Pardon my friends. Why do people keep ruining watches for me?
Can you go
Oh,
closer on that, or is that as close as you can get?
I
There's a delay on YouTube, so I can only see so much on my phone.
oh no, I
I'm
can't
sure
get
it'll
close.
pop up. Ah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Like if the 60 was at least, like if it could all just be tilted, yeah, kind of. I get what you're saying there.
I've sold this watch so many times.
I never noticed that. Yeah.
I've sold this watch so many times, and I have never ever thought about it, and now I will never ever be able to unsee it. I still will buy the watch. I don't care about it. But now, if I become ultra wealthy, I will request a piece unique where it's tilted as well. But I love the watch. That's so funny.
My mom, like, okay, this watch is ruined.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't let him ruin it for you. That's so funny. All right, so now we have the Oris Artelier skeleton. Um,
I hate these because I sold like a million of
I was
them.
about to say we sold a ton of these. I think they're good watches. Let's
Yeah,
look at them.
look, Oris makes a really good watch for the price that you pay for them, especially when you get them pre-owned, like because they're usually close. But
Yeah, I was about to say is like Oris is one of those brands where you could get a pre-owned that's mint condition. Let's just say that. So definitely, I love the watch. I think they make really cool pieces.
But yeah, look, you getting this at somewhere between 1,000. Yeah, you can get them at 1,000, and that's the route I would take for this. And they
I
make
think they're
great
cool
movements.
watches though.
They have. That's the thing. It's like for bang for your buck. Don't they have like a 10-year warranty or something on the movement? It's like insane.
I don't know about
It's not
that.
10 years. It depends on the movement. Sorry, it's because I sold so many. It depends on what movements inside of the watch, but I think it goes up to maybe 8 or 6 years. Let me
That's
look
not
that
bad.
up. No, and they're good movements. Oris warranty.
They're quality watches. My favorite
Yeah, they have
Oris
up to 10 years. Up to 10 years.
is going to be the Oris Roberto Clemente limited edition. Let's look and
Bamal said
see.
Oris pre-owned is called Joma Shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the trick with the Roberto Clemente, it's not full set if you don't get the baseball.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
It's not full set.
Remember when we got all those baseballs that one time and
Yep.
and then
Yep.
we started shipping them fuck without a baseball and people well
Yep.
you never did that, but when I worked on eBay, we were doing it without the
Yeah.
baseball. And they're like,
No.
"Where's the baseball?" I'm like, "This comes with a baseball? Who the fuck is Roberto Clemente?" I'm an NFL guy. I'm an NFL guy.
You gotta get the baseball. If you don't get the baseball, it's not. It ain't a full set.
But whatever you do, don't fucking show us the upcycle, please. God, just let's get out of
No, no, we're not.
orders.
We're not
This
doing upcycle. But this is a
just
great watch with the ball. I love it. All right, Von Cruel. Thank you for coming back, Von Cruel. There was a watch he said there. He said Zelos just released an interesting skeletonized watch too. We didn't go over it, but since you mentioned it, we will go over the Zelos. I've never heard of Zelos.
I've never
Okay,
heard of
okay.
Zelos either.
I've seen Zelos. I've just never, I've never went hands on. That's an interesting piece. The Zelos Artemis. Let me just clean up my tabs here. Launch prices will be valid until the 31st of July, and the RRP will start at $1,999 for the titanium edition. Prices include shipping via FedEx DHL, but no taxes or custom duties. We got 2 days to order. Let's see. It's not bad. What's the movement on these? Let's see.
What's the price? I didn't see the price.
2,000, 2,400 on this one. That's Damascus seal.
That's not that bad. What's the case metal? What's the like? Why does it look like a tiger?
So
What like
the
a toy like that?
a titanium mid case. Is the whole case titanium or just the mid case? I think it's a Damascus steel case, titanium mid case, a Marvin 700 movement that's Swiss. Just off of first glance, it looks very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, given the price, like,
This
you
one's
know,
1,800 for the titanium.
as long as you like the look of it, I don't think you're taking a loss because you didn't pay too much, and it looks like a nice piece. It looks different, and like that's the one thing I want is like if I'm getting a watch and I'm paying, 3 grand, at least make it look different. And this isn't like every other circular watch. It's got a little class to it.
Let's see what else they got here.
Damascus steel.
Ooh, look at this Sparefish dual time titanium. That's not a bad watch. 40 millimeters.
Von Pool says he's done unusually well when selling my Zelos watches. Maybe they have like a great community of people who likes to trade them. See, I look at that dial for the one that you were showing earlier, and it makes me think upcycle, and I have to fucking run away.
No upcycles here. Actually, these are pretty interesting watches, especially for the price point. Like these are watches where if like they messaged me or if they were somewhere where I could check them out, I would take the time to go get hands on metal and just see what's going on. The price points don't look crazy. Looks unique. It's worth a shot. Very, very nice. Thanks for telling us about those. All right, guys. Let's see. We almost to an hour. Let's keep it going for some weekend watch picks. Let's head over to our friends. Let's do Watch Your Wrist before 1916 company. These guys are out of ATL. Let's see if they have any nice finds. Of course, a Yachtmaster
Why?
40.
Very orange.
I think they did it because they want like on Chrono 24 or something. You can immediately tell it's their thing. Just like David SW with the white glove. It's a very easy.
Not because it makes it so fucking hard to look at the watches, right? Not
I,
because the
I must
contrast.
admit the contrast here is not the best, and I don't think it's making for the best viewing experience. So unless something really jumps out, I'm gonna probably move on.
Whoever designed this fucking website, like, because the hue of all the photos looks so fucked.
Well, yeah. So
The rose
on Chrono
gold
24, it
watches.
works a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. It's all a beige climber. Would you buy this watch at retail?
I don't know because it has an orange background. I can't fucking tell what color the dial is. Okay,
There
there we
you go. There
go.
you go. There you go.
Yes, that's a nice watch. Sorry.
All right. All
It's
right.
like I'm
Let's
so upset about the
let's.
orange back. Like,
Oh man. Vimal says, CQ, have you sold any Cubitus? How's the demand holding out? I personally have not sold any Cubitus, and I haven't had calls on either side for
they were
Cubitus.
selling. They were selling. When they first released, it was right when I was quitting.
I
And
lied. At David, we sold the 57. We sold the blue annual calendar and the green. So I've seen some come through, but that was more like over there. We're stocking inventory, so of course we'd have the Cubitus. But like in terms of just like in my normal day to day these days, not a watch that people inquire to buy or sell that much about.
it's new. How long did it take for the Nautilus to spread its wings?
10 years.
There you go.
That's the thing. So you got to remember with the Cubitus, this is a watch that people are gonna be able to get at the AD level. You know what I mean? Of course, they're gonna say, "Hey, we want you to have a spend," blah blah blah. But as you go into next year, as you go into the end of this year, this will be the treat that they give out versus the Nautilus,
Oh
right? The
yeah.
Nautilus will be the oh, you got to be a really, really good boy type of treat. The Cubitus would be like, hey, man, we like you. We really appreciate you as a customer. We really want to invest in the relationship. And then they'll give you the Cubitus. That's what, so it's going to do well volume wise, but I think the prices will keep trickling down because a lot of people are going to get them just because they wanted to get something else or just because they were offered it. And anytime it's a polarizing piece like that where
It
there's
it just takes the right person wearing it though. It just takes one shot of like some person that people aspire to be, and then all of a sudden it's the watch everyone wants. I like, and that's the thing. How many people have we seen in the wild wearing a Cubits?
a few, but again, that's the thing. It's one of those watches where a lot of the celebrities had it very early. A lot, so that's what I'm saying. It's a watch that they will push out. So even though it's gonna feel like you can't get it or I gotta wait, it is not in any means a Nautilus or Aquanaut level piece in terms of demand. There's still a army of people who really dislike the Cubitus and take every chance they get to talk bad on it. So there's a lot of people who don't want to spend 100 grand on
I
a watch that people are gonna talk smack on to, you know?
I bet that this watch is more successful than you're saying. It's
No, no,
just
I'm not in terms of. I'm just talking about market price, not in terms of people actually buying the watch, which is volume. Volume, I
and
think yes, people will buy these all day long. Whether the price stays this high or floats a little bit lower is what I mean.
But Maul said SRK and Zuck have Cubitus, but the thing is, like Zuck also has fucking Grubel Force or whatever, and nobody cares. Like it has to be somebody a little bit more, in my opinion, that like because Zuck is not a person that like people aspire to be Zuck, but like they don't look to him for fashion per se. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like
Not
if
yet.
oh God. Anyways, if LeBron was wearing this, or like if what's the name, Bradley Cooper, or like Bradley Cooper's not even cool anymore. Tom Cruise, like somebody like that wears it, I think it gets a boom. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things.
Hey, but, SRK is wearing it. Shah Rukh Khan.
Who's that? That's the Indian
S-
actor.
Yeah, so Shah Rukh
Okay,
Khan is like
I know, and you don't have to say
eh,
anymore. I know exactly who he
exactly.
is.
It's like John
He's the one in all of them.
Travolta.
Nah, it's bigger than that. He's bigger than that.
Yeah, like I'm trying
He's
to
John
like
Travolta, Tom Cruise, all those guys put together.
like,
Because he's in
all,
all
all
the big
mix
movies. Yeah, I remember.
exactly. And he's in one of my favorite movies. I can't say it. It's called
Oh,
DDLJ.
it's your favorite movie, but you can't pronounce it.
I can't because look at the full name is the whole thing, so I can't pronounce it. But I've seen this
This coming
movie.
from a man who eats paratha almost every day.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but I just can't pronounce it. My Parata Day started watching this movie in Alaska. My the company there was everybody was Indian, and my roommate Ravi. We had a black and white TV, and
I'll
we just
have you
watched
know,
this every day.
I've
Every
sat here and tried to pronounce Swiss names, wholeheartedly, and you won't even try to do one Indian movie
Cause,
name.
cause, okay, it's Dulwale Dulyanja Legend. You see,
That's not
the second,
That's
the
not
best, the last one I mess up. Great movie. Anyways, great movie. I don't want to do a tangent. Also, I'll start singing a song, and you don't want me to.
Ryan McGraw, we agree. The new RM for LeBron is atrocious. I hate the colorway from it. DDIJ, I'll introduce you to my mom.
You don't know, like
You know, the Raj. Now he's gonna make me watch this movie tonight, dude.
it's been a while. It's been a while, and I need it in my
He's gonna be like, "Yo, we gotta put this on, bro."
yeah. It's a great movie. It's a great, it's a light romantic comedy, coming of age kind of story a little bit. Let's just pull up this LeBron James piece.
Mm. I hate that he's my favorite player. I don't even know what. I can't even be a fan of Bronny because he sucks. Like, my life's gonna suck when
You,
LeBron's not playing
you heard
anymore.
he said disrespectful when the rumor of the $45 million
Well,
extension. It was a fake rumor. Yeah.
it's a fake rumor, but also like he's not even worth that much. He fucking sucks. God. Anyways,
Hey, but he's gonna have more RMs than any of us. He's gonna have
who?
five of
You
these.
talking about Bronny? Yeah. Hey, I'm just waiting for the next son. Watch Bryson. Bryson, right?
Yeah, Bryson or
Bryson.
Bryce.
Bryce, yeah, Bryce. Bryce is that's the one who's gonna have the real RM. I can't wait for Bryce's RM because he's coming back to the Cavs. It's gonna be a rose and gold RM. Is it rose and gold? The Cavs? I think so.
Von Krug, I would prefer Elegante over Cubitus as well, especially if it's the black label or the F Fusion restaurant edition.
Oh, Daraj, we're not that far apart in age. If you were born in '87.
I think he grew up on Wall Street in '87.
Oh God. Never mind. I'm sorry.
So this is the RM 6501 split second chronograph done in collaboration with LeBron James. So the purple and gold is Lakers. This is his logo, and then we got some pink in there. I just think maybe out of if it was a 67 without the chronograph with
Why
this
is
colorways,
why is there pink?
I don't know.
Why couldn't they just make it fucking purple? Like, why couldn't we just keep it to like three colors? There's already green. You already have yellow, purple, and like the case is this tiger, Damascus looking fucking titanium, whatever the hell we're calling this. And then you add pink.
And it's 400 grand. I just can't get over it, man. I can't. Listen, I've sold a lot of watches. I've sold a lot of, I was blessed to sell some very, very expensive timepieces and help people put some amazing pieces in their collection. And I don't know, there comes that moment before the wire goes out where, at certain times it's like, hey, CQ, what do you think, man? If you're in my shoes, what do you think? And most of the situations where I get put in that point in big sales, usually I can confidently say, like, do it, man. If I was in your shoes, I'd pull the trigger. I lay out the risk, like, hey, listen, you can't sell this immediately, blah, blah, blah. But like, if we just take a risk out of this, if you can afford it without like putting your family in a weird situation, get the watch. But when I see a piece like this, and you're telling me it's 400,000 before sales tax, so and they charge sales tax no matter where they deliver it these days. So like, you might get into the 420s, 430s for this watch. And if somebody looked at me in my eyes and said, "Hey, CQ, what would you do?" I would run. I would run away. You know what I mean? It's like I just can't. I can't. And I love great watches. I love RM. Aesthetically, I love them. I cry about the prices, but I'd wear a Diver. I'd wear DC Hands. I'd wear 67. There's a lot of pieces I'd wear, but at $400,000, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't think it helps me close a deal. You know, I think a Jordan at this price point helps me close a deal. I think a Paddock at this price point helps me close a deal. I think a ton of other unique independents that I would pay that much for. Group of 4C at that price,
Oh
but
Jesus.
this I don't know.
I knew you were gonna say Rule 4. Due to contracts that I'm trying to acquire, I'm no longer able to speak negatively about Richard Mille, and I'd like us to move on.
All right.
Gamal said Jay-Z's Cubit is particularly noteworthy, being the first example with the to sport a Tiffany stamp on the dial. I wasn't aware of Mark Zuckerberg, Mark Wahlberg, Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, Orlando Bloom, DJ Khaled, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic all wearing a Cubitus. So I'm wrong. And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. Maybe the Cubidus is fucked.
Well, I mean, again, those are the people who would make sure get those watches, right?
No, I didn't know that they'd been spotted in them. So like the fact that these watches have been spotted in the wild with these key figures, and yeah, maybe it isn't as noteworthy as we thought, or I thought. Von Krul said, I can't understand the valuation for RM. I understand they must be great, but it's beyond my ability to make sense of it.
That there is no logic to them, to be honest with you. That,
Sequan, Sequan, I
yeah.
have a contract I'm trying to acquire.
Oh,
Please
I'm
stop
sorry. Okay,
speaking
I'm sorry.
negatively
I'm
about
sorry. I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Mealy and the Mealy family.
Well, what I can say is that how can you put a price on happiness? I'm sorry. But like,
Bro, didn't you tell me though? You told me that like there'd be like a nuclear apocalypse and the Richard Mille would survive because of how well it's made, and that's why they wear them playing tennis
yes,
and stuff like that. Like they
yes,
have the
yes.
R&D in the watch. They can shock absorption, all of those different things. I'm not saying that they're worth 200 grand due to those factors. It's the art. It's the TPT materials that they come. I mean, if y'all motherfuckers love King Gold and all these weird things that these other companies are doing, what's wrong if Richard Mille wants to make their own ceramic and cost $200,000? Why are you doing this, Sequel? Why are you pulling up the work? So the group of Forze. Let's go look at the group of Forces that are
Oh,
300,000. But bro, that's the thing. Is like at least I could look at these fuck and be like, see, you got me. The island's coming out because you're getting me hype. These, you can look at these and you're like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm sorry, I've never looked at a group of Forze and was like, this is cool. I'm sorry.
oh wait, now we got it.
Saw a group of Forze and I said, yeah, the cheerleader from the Miami Dolphins is definitely coming home with me because I'm wearing this group of Forze world timer with three tourbillons. You see, miss? It's like that meme of the guy who's like leaning over in the girl and he's talking to her. He's like, I'm wearing a group of Forze. It has three world times. And you should come home with me. And she doesn't care. She doesn't care. But if I flash my Richard Mille, she's bringing her friend home with her. Like we're all three of us.
You don't think this? You don't think the double Balenciaga gets it done on the green strap? You don't think these spinning away just mesmer? Oh man.
I don't know, man. I think I've already agitated the chat enough, so they're probably gonna be like, they're
Feel
gonna
free
be
to
on here.
share. Diraj, it's Friday, so we're Jay's already uh, crossed the curse word threshold today. So you can throw a naughty nickname in there. RM will survive, but the owner won't. By the way, what's the cost of service in an RM, and is the time to service worse than longer? Ooh,
And
that's
then
a good question. I don't. The cost is. I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't serviced one in a while, and the issue is the movement that you're servicing, right? So that's the one thing that they don't talk about is like, yeah, this LeBron James is a great watch, but it's a split second chronograph that they're gonna knock you over the head to service as well. And because the retail is so high, that will justify them to then give you an exorbitant charge for servicing. And only they can service their watches because of the screw system. They're just like FP Journe. They use proprietary screws just so you and your watchmaker buddies can't even change the straps for this watch. You have to take it back to RM. Also, when and other people will service it, but like you usually have to go back if you want it done the right way, and it costs a bit, and I'm sure the time is gonna be a long time as well. Everybody's taking a long time to service. And
would
Blair
would
is
you
not.
would you have your group of Forze serviced by Tim in the fucking mall? I'm confused. How much do you think it
Well,
costs to service a group of Forze?
yeah, but like for the group of force, I'm not buying like a time only. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is like if I buy something like this,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
In reality, it's a time
Mm-hmm.
only posture movement. There's a power reserve there. The on and off is for something I forget, and there's a date. This isn't the most complicated movement in the world to work on. It's not hand finished. I'm not like worried about all the things that I'm worried about when it comes to a Grupo Force, please. So this I would like to get service in a reasonable time and not cost me
But
too
okay, so
much.
like I feel like we were looking at the Carrie Voutilaine watches, or there was another watch that was, well over 80,000, and it was just time only. And how much does it cost to service those? Are you going to tell me that because there was a watchmaker who really was dedicating his craft to watchmaking, did all this stuff in Switzerland, that I should give a damn more about him than Richard Mille? Because there's not a face behind the watchmaker who makes the movements? I'm
So,
confused.
so what I could tell you, right,
Hmm.
is I could show you a video of Philip Dufour walking, doing his morning walk, where he picks the branches of a certain piece of tree that's kind of hollow with fuzzy edges. He then goes to his workshop. He sharpens that, and then he polishes the movements with that piece of wood he picked. So I cannot do that for anybody over Richard Mille. I, so like there is a
But I'm
difference.
asking you, is it the price to service one of those time only pieces? Wouldn't it be similar to Richard Mille?
Maybe longer. A Phil Dufour probably take longer, depending what was wrong with it. It all depends what's wrong.
So that's why I'm just going on to say that, like, the only reason it costs so much to repair these watches is because of the retail price. And you're right, the group of Foresight, as far as what's inside the case, is leaves and bounds more than what Richard Mille is. But at the end of the day, it's a better watch, like look wise, in my opinion. I don't know. Sorry. So Tan says, do they provide any kind of certification regarding the shock resistance, or is it just allegations? It's probably just allegations. I don't think that
Well,
there's
I mean, they just show you Nadal. Once you see Rafa out there, it's like, and he
swinging
just kind of,
away.
yeah, he just kind of sells it. He kind of
Durant
sells it.
calls the Cubist stupidest, and that's actually not that derogatory.
Oh,
That
come
that
on,
was
Durant.
light, Duraj. Come on,
I
bro.
thought you had something heavy, man.
Yeah,
I was like,
bro.
oh man, look at Durant getting
And Von
spicy.
Cruz like with the roundiest movement. Oh, come on, guys. Ruble, respect the engineering, fall flat on aesthetics. It's perfect, brother.
It's true. It's true. I won't deny it. I won't deny it. I defend them, but I can't
Hey,
deny.
but we've all seen that hot nerd girl go from being like, super nerdy and smart, and then all of a sudden she was beautiful one day. Maybe glue before it figures it out, but not with the fucking case designs that they have right now. I hate them. Sorry, no.
Von Cruz says, I wonder how often Nadal's watch breaks. I can't imagine it doesn't break often, man. That's a lot of shock. That's a lot of. That's a lot of. That's a lot of tennis. Like literally every. You know what I mean? Like I can imagine after a tournament, the readings on those watches are insane. I'm sure it survives and it can do what it's supposed to do, but it's just like there's a lot of force that's going on there, which is impressive when you think about them being making the watches where you could golf and you could do this and do that, and I just I don't know. Time will tell. And I'm sure RM does have a bucket of watches. If you ever watch Is it Drive to Survive, the F1 show on Netflix, you just see every mechanic, everybody in the whole world who are in RM. So you know that if somebody just comes with a big bag of RMs, is like, one for you, one for me, everybody. All right, we're winding down. Is there any last questions or topics that the class would like us to cover before we head out? I think we covered a lot of great weekend watches. This Moser Endeavor would be a great weekend watch, especially under 18,000. And I think is this a enamel dial? It's like a nice hammer dial too. I like green with the gray shop.
It's okay.
Did it freeze?
I don't think you froze. Are you
Maybe the
talking about the
website.
website?
And then the website froze. There we go. All right, friends. I think. Oh my gosh. Now we're looking at Ors's.
I think Von Cool has one more for us before we head out. He's
Did you
asking
ever
about
look
the.
at Peacock's Tourbillon Diver? I did not, but we're gonna look at it right now.
And is kind of pretty much says, do you know how many people that play golf with a Rolex? A lot. And yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
no, not. But again, the Rolex isn't selling you on the accuracy after golf. So like when you go to the watchmaker and like he tells you like, hey, this thing's running fast or slow, it's kind of your fault for playing golf in it. But a lot of people do play golf in their watches. But I think tennis even the amount of uh like vibrations per minute tennis versus golf is nowhere near comparison. Even though with golf you are like I don't know.
Yo, but I mean, so many back and forths in tennis. Not to say that you don't swing a lot in golf, but like tennis is like fucking rigorous, nonstop.
I'm gonna see if I could research that, like the forces, because you're swinging, but one is more of a bop or a bop, so like the energy's right there, and then the ball and the racket are so close to your wrist. I imagine that does a lot. Whereas you're golfing, you are bringing all your strength through your wrist, and then I think that yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. All right, so the Peacock Ocean Wing Tourbillon Diver.
I didn't know you could make a tourbillon for under 3 grand.
Well, yeah, you could do anything for anything. I'll be honest. I'll take a swing.
Hmm.
You know, it looks like a decent tourbillon. There's no bridge there. Why not? Very 50 fathoms esque. In China, you can. That's right. In China, they've been doing tourbillons for well under 1,000. You could probably find a $500 Chinese tourbillon that ain't half bad. Ain't half bad. Santa's ugly. Pan. Diraj, Jan Ulrich made my day. Thanks. No problem. No problem. And let's finish with a nice Jan Ulrich watch. And actually, I want to educate myself in 5 seconds on who Jan Ulrich is. A German former road bicycle racer. Ulrich won gold and silver medals in the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney. He won the 1990 Volta a España and the HEW Cyclassics in front of a home crowd in Hamburg in 1997.
Von Cruz said, personally, I'm interested in Chinese watchmaking. I understand many will roll their eyes, but look at what these guys are doing.
So many will roll their eyes at Chinese watchmaking, and they shouldn't. I think Asia in general, China, Japan, even the Philippines, even Cambodia, there is a lot of watchmaking that's happening. There are a lot of watchmakers there who do it, as a trade of just a way to make money, but there are a great number of watchmakers who are doing it as a furtherance of passion, and they're not just looking to service watches, they're looking to create really really great product. And what's happening is there's a lot of homegrown support, a lot of collectors who are used to spending big monies on Swiss watches. They would love to support homegrown talent. That's why you're seeing the amazing pieces that are coming out of Japan that are just outstanding. I think the Japanese watchmaker situation in the next 10 years is going to be outstanding. I think in the auctions, their pieces will be taking a lot of the lion's share because I think they're concentrating on some really great savoir faire and artisanship over there. So a lot of people don't like it. I think even on the lower end side, what's wrong with a Chinese watch? As long as you're not out there trying to hit people over the head in terms of overcharging, I think a good watch can be a good watch at any price. And China gets a lot of flack, of course, because a lot of things are machine made. But again, if it's machine made and you're not trying to charge me $1 million, how much am I supposed to care? I don't know. And we're going to end it with this beautiful IWC Ratchapan chronograph GST, excuse me, limited edition for Jan Ulrich, which I think is a great weekend watch. And I think the GST collection is amazing for anybody looking for really good chronographs. But this with the nice touch of red there, I think is beautiful. All right, one last one because Genji was first today. The Barons and Shaken watch. I think you spelled Shaken wrong, or I may be wrong. pulled up Barron's Chicken Watch. Now, Barron's is another great brand that gives you some just really fun complications at some really, really outstanding price points. And they did a limited edition with Constant Shaken, kind of a take on the Wristmonds a little bit. And they do, again, really good Chinese movements and stuff. And show me the watches. Would you buy it?
Is that diamonds? What is that?
No, no. I think there's some type of texture going on the case there.
Not my favorite chicken. I respect it, but I've seen some other chickens I like more.
I agree. I just want to see if they have this piece is probably
Is Barron's the one that's Chinese?
I I believe their movements are,
Gotcha.
but this is the one. They make a lot of cool stuff, but this one's been really making the rounds. They're ultralight. Look at that thing. Could not tell you what time it is. Oh, it's retrograde. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You are the most amazing crowd ever. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe. Hope you guys have an amazing, where is it? Amazing weekend. There's a Cougar Wink for you. If you need independent watch advice, make sure you check out cqthewatchguy.com. Next week, I think we're doing Military Watch Week. Shout out to Duraj for giving us that great idea. I think today's producer of the day, we're going to do co-producers between Von Cruel and Vimal, doing a great job as always. You guys are the best. What do you want to tell the people for the weekend, Jay? Give them some words of wisdom. They have a good weekend ahead of them. Energize them up.
What about my face looks like I got energy? I will say that Von Cruel says that Chinese watches probably will never be a flex, but I raise you. Seiko was once looked at and frowned upon, and now it's got a very strong community of people that buy their watches religiously. So it just takes a good community to be behind something, and all of a sudden, now you've got a huge mind share of people that want to buy your watch. And I think CQ is right. A lot of Chinese people have money, a lot of Asian communities have money, and they would like to support their own. So don't be surprised in 10 years if Chinese watches make their way in.
Yeah, I think you'd be you'd be very surprised. I thought there was one more thing I wanted to say.
And Creedor is Japanese, right?
Yeah, Creedor is Japanese.
Seiko's like bigger, like high end.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, have a great weekend. Oh, the Seiko. After military week, we're gonna do something on Seiko because I think it is such an interesting situation how they almost kind of ate all the Swiss watch industry with the quartz thing, but the history there is super deep. But anyways, thank you guys so much. You truly are the best. Have an amazing weekend. Good night to you, those of you evening time. Good afternoon for the afternoon folks, and those of you who might be watching in the morning. Good morning, and I hope you have an amazing day. See you later, and yeah, talk soon.
Peace.